So looking back at our homeschooling years, what are some of the memories that stood out to you and why?
Well, I think one thing that stood out to me was when we went to the pineapple factory.
Oh yeah.
It was lots of fun and seeing how everything was done. And I love pineapple, so it was lots of fun. And then getting to take some of the juice and the tinned pineapple home with you, and you
Oh,
saw
yeah.
how it was made, what the process was, all of that
Yeah.
to the finished product. It was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. And you, what do you think?
One thing, I mean, I know Leanne's actually studying medicine, and I am an attorney. So the whole biology kind of thing for me was interesting, but never really a passion or anything. But I do remember going to the butchery, Mom going to the butchery and asking him for cow's eyes.
Yeah.
A very strange request, but we managed to get 5 because she needed to do it with all of us.
Yeah.
And then we basically dissected the cow's eye and saw everything, the components, the different things, how it worked.
Yeah.
That was something that was, for me, was very cool.
Yeah.
But I think also just memories I have are something that's not even necessarily related to learning. I remember being at my desk and looking out the window and seeing JC, our oldest brother, watering the garden, and he's growing his vegetables in his vegetable patch, and just seeing the different characters of all of us, and how you were given the space to do that, to just to be yourself, and through all of that, and now he's in the middle of Zambia.
Yeah,
running a mission base.
Yeah. Also going back to the eye story, when I had to do it at varsity, when we were doing ophthalmology, I understood things and remembered things, even though I was young when we did that.
Yeah.
But it all just came back to me, and all that practical aspect of it. And I was explaining things to other people because I'd had that experience already.
People are going to be wondering what course you followed with regard to resources and that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we did KONOS, Maths UC, the lateral, and then the Apologia Science came out a bit later after we had started. So I think Sean did maybe the chemistry, and I did a few of the other ones.
Yeah, but mainly, I mean, the thing I remember from doing, you're more individual, doing an individual thing of, you did your lateral was for yourself, and obviously the maths as well. But then the KONOS was very much together. We would do that together. And obviously at the different levels, like if I went back to the example of dissecting the eye, Leanne would do it at a very different level to what my older brother did it at. But you'd all do it together, and it wasn't even a specific thing of he should learn this and this and this about it, and she should only learn this. It was you'd all go through it, but some things were just at different levels of understanding would stick. We'd all get told almost the same things, but obviously the understanding would come at a different level.
But I mean, that also played a role in our relationship, because then you end up talking about the same thing. Oh, what did you learn? Oh, I learned this.
Yeah.
And
look at this. Look how cool this is. I remember we stayed in an area that had a lot of forestry and mountains, and one of the field trips we went was to see a forest and to see how they were doing it. And I remember we'd walk. It was under the whole theme was then patience. And I remember walking past a massive yellowwood tree which was 2,000 years old, and so from that we then learnt about, that was a simple thing, but we learnt then about obviously patience, and so we learnt about trees, about all the different plants, and learning all that kind of stuff. And so you would have that, your sort of social sciences intertwined in under those sort of broader categories of patience, attentiveness, all those sort of things. And so from that you learned it was character, so you learnt about characters, you learned character traits, and you actually started learn about being attentive and, all that kind of thing. And then from there it was it was obviously godly characteristics you learnt about, and so the whole thing was so focused on, had God at the center of it all, and so it was not uncommon for us to be walking in the forest and talking about how great and amazing God is in his, his creation. And so it was never even it's not even necessarily easy to say, it was Christian or this or this or this, because it was just so intertwined with one another that you would be learning about these things on a sort of scientific level, and then obviously you'd questions would come out, 2,000 years, that's so old, like how could this thing, and you'd go and even you start being sort of talk of evolution and creation and those different theories. And I remember not specifically learning about creation and evolution myself. I mean, I did do it, but I remember a lot of the stuff that I learned was almost just from JC and Crystal when they were doing it, and the discussions we'd have as a family on that, and so you'd automatically start learning about it. And so that's probably how I would say, but sort of describe the process and how it was.